Thank you again for listening to Heart on Fire podcast, or if you're viewing, we appreciate you all. And if you would like or subscribe or follow wherever you are tuning in, feel free to. And feel free to follow us on our Instagram page at heartonfire.podcast. And of course, we always want to empower you and say you are enough. And now let's continue on with the show. Our progress is being recorded. Holy cannoli. Okay, so update. We have a guest, y'all, Heart on Fire podcast audience. Surprise. I don't know if you recognized her. She might be on your local, Broadway stage, next to a fellow Marvel character. Do you know who I'm talking about, Salisha? Hugh Jackman? Is that?
Oh, I've heard of him. Yes, I've heard of him. Yep, I think I finally got to meet him, so he's great.
Yeah. Yeah, what's that like to meet a person named Hugh Jackman? I don't know. I'm just curious.
Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, Maui, he's so awesome. So I'm singing back for him right now at Radio City, and it's actually the audition that I did not go to. I skipped that audition. I was like, I need to take a break from the stage, and I just need a minute. And
Hmm.
um, the music director said, we're gonna reschedule you because I just came up with an excuse for not going to the audition. And he said, come to
Hmm.
my apartment. And I've worked with him before, not weird or anything like that. And
Right.
so I go to his apartment and I sing for him. And he's like, you sound great. Can you hang out for 20 minutes? I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, he's gonna come by. Is that okay? I'm like, what? Okay. Like
No,
this is
actually
my
not. I
initial
gotta
audition.
go.
What?
You're like, no, actually I gotta go.
Gotta go. And so Hugh Jackman came over and it was the three of us and I just sang for him. The what's the song from The Greatest Showman? Never
Um,
Enough.
yes.
And he was so nice. Like Maui, when I tell you he was so nice, I was like, there's no way. There's no way this guy is real. There's no way
Right.
he's this kind and this genuine. And then a couple hours later, I got the call that I got the job. They literally said, we already have three backup singers, but he wants to add you as the fourth.
Yes.
So that has been my job for this year so far, which is a
That's incredible.
part-time gig because I'm knocked up. So
Oh, are you knocked up? Oh, has anybody found out the announcement? Salisha, wait, what? Explain to viewers what does knocked up mean, because it's not a movie that we're talking about with like Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl. Um,
my husband got me pregnant. And we were playing Russian roulette. I knew it was bound to happen at some point, but bam, he got me. And so, it's my first kid. I'd never done that before, and everything's new. Everything is really new.
Amazing. Yeah, congrats, kudos. Yes, they're having, I believe you had a gender reveal event, and you are having a
Bye. It said
boy on
consistent
the way.
male. Yes, yes. We have a little boy on the way. We're excited about that. I'm like excited. Like I honestly didn't think I'd ever like do this.
Hmm.
I'm very career driven, career oriented, and I think Andrew is the only person on the planet, truly on the planet, who I love so deeply that I would start a family with him. I don't think any other guy could get me to, and I've been in love before, and still, those guys, I would not have started a family with them, even though I
Yeah,
loved them. Andrew, I think, is the
100%.
only person who I would do this with. And I'm like actually excited. I'm terrified, but excited.
All the feels in between.
Yeah, it's like it's scary. I'm like in being in your 30s, especially in the Broadway community, that's like your
Hmm.
prime. It's like
Mm,
that's when things can really pop off. I guess things could pop off at any age in any decade, and that's the
amen.
truth.
Yes.
But it feels like there's never a good time, especially in New York, when everybody here is just like trying to climb a ladder. There's so many single people here. People are prioritizing their careers,
Mhm.
and being surrounded by that and starting a family is like, ah, wait, am I sure? Am I sure? Yeah, I think it's time. So, especially because
Mhm.
it is a miracle. It's taken me a while to like
Yes.
grasp that. Like after a miscarriage, I'm like, oh, actually getting pregnant is a miracle. Okay.
Yes.
So maybe I should appreciate it, not take
Maybe.
it for granted,
Yeah.
and embrace it instead of being terrified of it.
Right. And you said it so eloquently because you know, like you said, when is a good time? And I think when you have people of like mind that are wanting to at least achieve a similar goal, you're like, I don't know what this is going to look like, but if you want to partner with me and make this happen and like see it unravel, beautifully, like let's seek that out together. And because nobody knows like the books, the rules of like how to create, your perfect child, there's like endless possibilities of like what you get to unravel. And like that's the surprise that you're gonna get to unpack as time goes on, like with Andrew, in case everybody doesn't know that Andrew is her husband. But yeah, you get to you get to do that. Like that's so cool. Because in my book, I would say surprises are like everything. Yeah, bad aren't, something people like cheer and jeer about, but at the same time, you witness so much more, like how you revolve around obstacles. But this is like a opportunity for you both to get to explore. Um, what was like your guys' talk about children that like clearly playing the whole roulette thing, it's gonna happen, right?
I, honestly, our first meeting, like we met on Zoom at Podfest,
Yes.
and after that, he like sent me a message on Instagram, and I scheduled a call with him via Zoom, one on one.
Yes.
I was like, is he gonna charge me or is this like I wasn't sure what it was. And at that meeting, it came up. I was like, so do you have kids? And that was not me coming on to him. I thought I was being professional. He was like, no way, man. You ask somebody if they have kids. Anyway, he was like, no, but I want six. And I was like, ugh,
Pray for that woman.
six? Ugh. And we kept talking more, and he's like, "Yeah, not having kids is a deal breaker for like a deal breaker." He said that from the beginning, and I was
Ooh,
like, "Dang, a deal breaker for real? Let me think about this. Well, maybe I could push it off for a little while." And I tried. I think I got like, let's see, we met in 2021, and this is 2025. I mean,
yeah.
I got a few years more to like being just me, but it kind of just like unwrapped in the way it should, or I don't know. What's the word?
Kind of
It
like fall into
timing was good.
place, perfect timing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like started to rush me for a little bit in there. I don't like being rushed. And I told him, I was like, "Hey, I don't move until God says it's time to move. And when
Mm,
it's time, whether I think it's time or not, I don't hesitate. I go, whatever that
yes.
means. Like, I had a great job at Disneyland that I loved. And it was time. Uh, God sent me a message through a homeless man and said,
Mm.
when I came to visit New York, he said, I don't know who you are, but you need to move here and you need to do it right now. He said that to me. I put my notice in that day, Maui. Like when I
Wow.
feel the goosebumps, when I feel the Holy Spirit is in this place, I don't question it. I go, okay? I definitely feel like I'm here on assignment. I'm here on a mission. And when I feel like it's coming from above, I check in, I do my little do 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 do, and I
Mhm.
move. And so
Yes.
Andrew's like, I want to have kids now. I'm like, I'm not ready for that. But if I get pregnant right now, that's probably a sign, especially because I'm doing everything I can to not. So,
Trust. I hear you.
so if it gets through, it's supposed to.
Right.
And it got through when it got through. In fact, it was so I'm singing backup for Hugh Jackman. It was the day. The day he said to me and the other backup singers, he said, "You guys, we love you guys so much. We want you to each be the soloist for a show." I was like,
Mhm.
"For real? Awesome.
So
Heck
good.
yeah." But I was like, "Oh my God, this means I literally can't get knocked up." And everyone in the room laughed. And Hugh was like, "Yes, you can. As long as you can walk out on that stage and sing the song, you can be as
Hmm.
pregnant as you want to be." That was like
Amen.
mid-January.
Hmm.
I found out I was pregnant like January 18th, just a
Wow.
few days later. In fact, I went to Podfest and this random guy who Andrew was talking to, I guess he's not random. He's not random. He actually is somebody, but I forgot his
Yes.
name. I was only there for like one day. He was
Yes.
like, "I think you're pregnant and I think it's a boy." And I'm never wrong.
I mean, profit maybe?
Andrew and I just laughed because we were like, we know we're not pregnant. And we were, and it's a boy.
Dang.
That's crazy.
That is nuts. I mean, I knew you were glowing, but now that I think about it, that probably explains a little bit.
Good thing I was doing dry January, or else that
Oh,
free alcohol would have been all up in me. I'm like the last day of Podfest. I'm like, oh man, it's so hard to say no. But I'm doing dry January. I'm sticking to it, and I did.
hmm.
And had I known, my last drink would be December 31st.
Wow. 2024. Yeah, no, trust.
24. We conceived January 1st. So,
That is incredible. Like I'm just like moved. I was like, man, I was like, someone called it. And I was like, that's at Podfest. And I was like, we saw each other at Podfest. And I was like, I think you and I weren't thinking, I was like, oh yes, Salisha, you're having a child. Like that's not what any of us was thinking.
no, I did see pizza and I ate somebody's pizza.
When you're hungry, you're hungry.
I was so hungry.
Hey, I ain't mad at you. I mean, you gotta feed because it's party at 2 now. Hello.
I know, for real. It definitely is different for sure. A lot of changes that I wasn't not ready for.
What changes were you like not prepared other than
Well,
obviously having a child, but yes.
I mean, I know these things now. They're obvious now, but like first trimester, I was starving all the time,
Yikes.
ravenous and exhausted. So I was just
Mm.
eating everything in sight and it was like, the gym? I'm gonna go to sleep. It's 3 p.m. I'm like,
Yikes.
yeah, just like hungry and exhausted all the time and feeling queasy. My sense of smell is just like Andrew, I love all of his smells. He comes back from the gym and I go like this. Ah, like I just love everything about him. And now I'm like, ugh, you need a shower.
That should be a commercial. There you go.
Is this what you really have been smelling like the whole time?
Throw him a baby powder at him.
I know my sense of smell is just like so sensitive, Maui. So like those kind of changes.
Copy that. I mean, would you say like now that obviously that you are full aware, have you made preparation as far as like, a room, a space? What have you done to prepare for motherhood?
We think we might go back to California for a little while. So we have a house out there that we stay in when we are there. And it's like it's ours. Well, it's not really ours. Anyway, that's a whole there is an empty house waiting for us. And there is a room.
Hey,
It's my childhood room where I had a crib in that place. And
yes.
now we're setting that up as the nursery for our baby boy, which is so full circle and wild. So, because here in New York, I'm in my studio right now, for me, it's more than enough. For me and
Hmm.
Andrew, it's very cozy. Me, Andrew, and a third human,
Mm.
I think we could get away with it for a year, but I
Stretching it.
that yeah, I think we're stretching it quite a bit. So we're gonna have to come up with something, but I really like this place. I'm not in a huge rush to get rid of it. I love
I
it.
mean, maybe you don't have to. Maybe you can, create a way to, still have it and lease it to somebody else. Who knows?
I mean, maybe I'm just like praying. I'm like, God, please make a way that I can keep my apartment. This is like it was my dream to get a home in New York City, and I did that
Hmm.
before I met Andrew now, and by myself. And I really love it. I love New York, and but if I'm being honest,
Hmm.
I don't want to raise a child here.
I hear you. Come to California. Come visit Auntie Maui.
Where are you again? In Cali? I
I
never.
I'm literally like downtown LA kind of vibe. That's
You're in
like
LA.
I'm in LA. I can, maybe saddle up and allow myself to experience motherhood through your eyes by babysitting your child. Who knows? Just putting that out there. Just for you. I'm not putting my babysitting time to anybody.
In LA, girl?
Yes.
What?
Totally,
I'm coming
totally.
to the Hollywood Bowl on June 7th.
I know, and I looked that up. Well, which reminds me, I'm like, I don't know what the way is gonna look like around June, but I'm like, unless I have like this breakout role, like I'm going to see you there. And if you can allow, the Wolverine himself to be around a person like me, I guess that'd be cool.
I
Uh,
mean, I have no idea what like the backstage sitch will be, but if I can, I will. So,
Trust. No, because honestly, I've been telling people, I'm like, I've been out here for almost like 5 years now, and I've never been to the Hollywood Bowl. I've drove by it like so many times. The traffic is like unreal when like events are happening.
yeah.
And I was like, Salisha's coming to town. I was like, okay, maybe this might be the opportunity that I might actually just go.
I literally, that's so me too. I'm like, the traffic. I don't go to concerts literally for that reason unless I can get on the train and go to
Yeah.
a concert in New York. I'm like, it's a nightmare. Wait, where were you
Right.
for LA?
I was actually in Michigan. So, that was kind of around like the pandemic time. I was actually in California like 2019, but like legit, like when 2020 hit, I'm like packing, trying to get ready, and then like all of a sudden all this news broke out, and I was like, what? Might need to hold on to this thought and put it on postpone. But, fun fact for people who don't know, like I moved out here in 2020. It was like September of 2020. And a lot of things were kind of at a standstill. Like I've never seen like a ghost town. Like I watched The Walking Dead, and like there has been like just desolate. And I actually had a job at the time, like getting to work, and it was crazy for me to like drive when like there were hardly any cars on the road. I was like, am I in
In
LA?
LA? That is wild.
Yes. It was super weird. I was like, man, I'm gonna miss this like when life gets back together, because I was believing it was going to be, obviously, for my mind or everybody else's. But man, I was like, I've never seen LA with no traffic. I was like, this is like a dream, but like it's reality.
Whoa, I didn't think about like the 405. I like obviously New York was a ghost town, but like I didn't see Times Square with my own eyes because I'm like, I'm not getting on the train. And
Right,
people who live in like high rises, like they wouldn't get in the elevators
right.
because the stairs. I'm like, oh my gosh. Because the elevators are so intimate. It's like you sneeze and everyone's got whatever you have.
Right. That it's like sardines. Like I remember I used to live in New York at one point. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, I did.
When?
Fun facts. Back in 2013, 2014, I was out there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and
Just missed each other.
uh I I had the pleasure of like watching a Broadway show or two when I was out there, but for the most part, if you found me and you spotted me, it was probably because I was in a hospital or maybe just having fun with friends after hours. But yeah, real
What do you mean
talk.
a hospital, Maui? What do you mean?
So formerly I was studying medicine. I was a medical
Okay.
student.
Okay. Like you can find me in a
I'm not.
hospital or out like with my friends. I'm like, you guys raged that hard? You end up in the
We,
hospital?
you know what? I think my friend one of my friends was like really curious. He was just like, for being like a small petite woman such as yourself, like you're breathing really hard just going after a flight of stairs. And this guy who was talking to me, he's like heavier set. He's like, I do this all the time and like nothing, like just taking in a breath. But like I remember we were out and I was drinking at the time when I was still drinking. I don't drink anymore. So kudos to you and I for taking that leap of faith.
Amen.
But yeah, I was like breathing so hard, and all my friends were like, "Are you okay, Maui?" And I'm like, well, if I had any doubt about like what my health would look like and who would help me, I am so grateful that I'm around you guys. Because if you don't know, you're gonna take me straight to the hospital, like no question.
Oh,
They compared me to a like 80-year-old man with congestive heart failure as
oh,
like how I sounded. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, yikes.
oh my gosh.
Trust.
Are we gonna get kicked off?
Oh, I don't think well, actually, I don't know when it says upgrade, I don't know how much more time we have after it. Um, I don't know if does it say for you
It says
10
less than
minutes or less than a minute? Oh, no, it says, we still have 8 minutes and 37 seconds,
oh, great.
or at least it says that on the top of my screen.
All
Well,
right.
we may or may not edit that out. I don't know. I'm trying to relinquish myself of like, even if I look awkward on film, I'm going to allow myself to just let it go and just like Frozen, yeah. And
Okay.
just so that people just see like, I'm not trying to be perfect for the camera. And if you happen to see an oopsie, cool. If not, like I'm not at all polished. I'm literally like just Holy Spirit move me.
Amen to that. Yes.
Trust, woman. Well,
But
to kind of circle back, like, just to, make sure that I wanted to highlight because, Mother's Day is right around the corner. And if you had, some anecdotal truths that you want to share with mothers in preparation, because that's a time of like, you try and prepare at least.
me give advice?
Yeah, you are living in the actual truth right now. So to all the
To
ones
give
who are
advice to
even,
moms?
yeah, why not?
Because I need advice from moms.
Well, when your baby's born, you can ask those moms what's up and, ask your community. But, what you're experiencing is so your reality.
Um, you know, I think this is just a general blanket statement, and I I I've heard of people saying this, but I understand now, like when you don't have kids versus when you do have kids, there's a lot of changes that happen. And as somebody who was not pregnant very, very recently, like very, very recent ago,
Hmm.
things just were really, it was easy for me to move around, to get to where I needed to go, to hop up, to like go be independent. I need to hop on a flight. I need to like run to this, like everything was just so much easier than it is right now being pregnant. And I've seen moms who like they look like their lives are falling apart. And now, even though I don't have a kid yet, I'm
Mhm.
starting to realize like there are so many moving pieces. And I guess what I would say is if you see someone who's pregnant or with children and they look a freaking hot mess, give them a little grace.
Mhm.
That's all. That's all. I haven't even gotten to the part of where I'm not sleeping because the thing was crying all night. Like I'm not even there. I'm only
Mhm.
here and I'm like, I'm a disaster.
Aw.
Give me some grace and like, yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
I mean, such a beautiful disaster if that. Trust, if you can wake up and look like that, I'm like, man, when they talk about glowing, girl, like I kid you not, makeup or not, you are radiantly glowing and it's incredible. Like you get to unravel these pieces with Andrew and see what it's like to, bring a human into this world. And I am just praying for y'all both for everything that's to come. And I would delight in being able to be around y'all. If y'all come to California sooner than sooner, um, I receive that.
Thank you.
Hollywood Bowl. What you're going to? Yeah, what's the exact date? Let's give a shout out to the show
Um,
that you're in.
June 7th, Hugh Jackman at the Hollywood Bowl. I'll be singing some oohs and some ahs.
Yes, yes, yes. So feel free to check that out. And how can we follow you again, your journey?
Oh, on Instagram at The Salisha Show. And I have a website, thesalishashow.com.
Yes, yes. Follow her. She's incredible. If your algorithm isn't like mine, where all the updates seem to pop up at the top of your feed, feel free to make sure that you can tune in to all the fun updates and the fun mom stories and all the oops and ahs in between. Thank you again for tuning in here on the Heart on Fire podcast. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at heartonfire.podcast. I'm Maui Santa signing off with the lovely Salisha. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She done, son. She been done. She done did it.